Hi folks, this is Jay. Hope everybody's okay. It's good to see you. And this video is especially for dprjones and his foot soldiers. Last night we had the Socratic Club, and it's a forum for discussion and to reflect on religion and especially Christianity and how it relates in the modern world. And we were there, and I think there was about 25 people there. And we had a special guest, Nephilim Free, and he was phenomenal. He was absolutely phenomenal in the information that he had. And again, I want to thank you, Nephilim Free, for coming on. But this video, so we had this Socratic Club, and it was really a good time with Nephilim Free. I really enjoyed it. And then dprjones, who's well known on YouTube, and a few of his foot soldiers, 3 of them, tried to come on the show and have a debate with us. Anyhow, excuse me. What I did, because I didn't want it to have a dogfight, I just let them ask some questions. So there was there 4, and me and Nephilim Free. And now this video is not about trying to score points. It's not about spinning against new atheism or anything like that. I'm just being honest, and I just want to address dprjones and his foot soldiers. And so anyhow, there was some questions, and I was quite enjoying 1 or 2 of these atheists asking questions, and I was intrigued, and I wanted to know where they were at. I genuinely did wanted to know where they were at, and it was quite funny. dprjones, being smart, and he is very smart, kind of sized up the situation, and he cornered me, knew where my weakness was, asked me a question, and you know, fair play to you there, dprjones. Anyhow, then it went and got spoiled, because a couple of these atheists started saying personal attacks against Nephilim Free. Now, I would have blocked them straight away, but I didn't know how to do the Skype thing and get them out. But anyhow, I wanted dprjones to come back and just talk about why he believes that Noah's flood didn't take place. But anyhow, Skype came down, and I put Nephilim Free back on, which I'm glad, because it was not acceptable for the foot soldiers of dprjones, 2 of them, one of them who I was disappointed with, because I had a good conversation with them at the beginning. It was a lady, and I was really interested in what she had to say, so I was disappointed in her that she joined in this personal attack against Nephilim Free with this other guy who made a stupid comment. So that's the kind of background. I'm not spinning, I'm just telling you how it is, and that's what happened. And so I've got a few things to say to you, dprjones, and to your people. First of all, to your people, I don't think it was clever of you, dprjones, to bring those people along. If they weren't serious in having serious discussion and debate or whatever, you shouldn't have brought them along. And so if you ever come next time, bring some people who were seriously wanting to talk about the issue in hand. The second thing is that this kind of culture that you and your foot soldiers and your atheist community are producing, it does stifle debate and does stifle discussion, because if it's just about trying to make the other person look stupid, or if it's just about mocking them, then people get defensive, and it becomes a dogfight, and it's not really going to lead anywhere. And so I think that you're seriously guilty of spoiling democracy on YouTube and on the World Wide Web as a community of atheists. And DPR Jones, I'm just really disappointed that you don't see that. Not only disappointed, I'm just sad that you can't see that this kind of mentality is just not doing anybody any good. I mean, if you look at Anthony Flew debating and discussing with Dr. Gary Habermas, notice how friendly with it they were, how they respected each other, and I sincerely believe that if we're atheists or Christians, we should respect each other. I really do, and I find that this new atheism that you represent has no respect whatsoever, and so I have no respect for it. And when you start to bring in mocking and silly tactics like that, I just think it's really not right. And I do think DPR Jones, I've made a few videos about you, and they're pretty strong, and you deserve it, because you need to change. I honestly, DPR Jones, I honestly would not be on YouTube making videos if it weren't for people like you and your ilk. I just wouldn't be here. But because the people like you are around, that's why I'm here. I really am. You could say all sorts of other reasons, but the ultimate reason why I am on YouTube is because of a militant atheism that is aggressive, that is bullying people, that is using tactics that are not fair, and I don't like bullies, and that's why I'm here. And coming on the Socratic Club and a couple of your foot soldiers making stupid comments, attacking Nephilim Free, is bullying tactics, and it's not fair. Now, I've made a couple of videos about you, and I'm not going to mess with you, DPR Jones. I'll just be straight with you. I'm not going to mess with you, because you're a lawyer. You're very smart, and if someone gets on the wrong side of you, you will cause them difficulties. I've no bones about that. So I don't want to mess with you anymore, in the sense of attack you or make any videos about you. And not only you, with the new atheism, because it becomes a dogfight and it doesn't lead anywhere. And I want atheists and Christians to get on. I want them to get on, and I want them to at least have a civilized discussion and debate. And then at the end of the day, if we don't get on, and if we don't agree with each other, at least we can have a cup of tea and be friends. And that's where I'm at with atheists. I just want to be their friends. I want to have a cup of tea with them. I want to chat with them. I don't want to get into this dogfight anymore with you or with the new atheist, because of what happened last night. Because a couple of your people come on, and instead of having a discussion, they said personal attacks, and it gets nasty. And then, you know, your people will start to use underhanded tactics. I'm not going to mention in this video one or two things that you have done, you know, I don't think it's acceptable. So I'm begging you, DPR Jones, and I've begged you quite a few times. I have begged you quite a few times, but I'm gonna just beg you. You are quite influential amongst the new atheists, and I ask you, I ask you to do this, a couple of things for me. I ask you to go on to Covenant Theological Seminary. And on Covenant Theological Seminary is a series of lectures. There's about 40 lectures on the life and thought of Francis Schaeffer. I ask you to spend a couple of months studying the life of Francis Schaeffer. Listen to the lectures. I'll put a link to where you can listen to his lectures and a link to a couple of his books, because he's the guy who's had a major influence on me in my life. I'd never met him, but his thinking and the way he thinks, he's had a big influence on me. And I ask you, when you get time, if you get time, to spend a couple of months studying him, reflecting on his life. And I ask you to think about your own movement that you're in. And I just honestly ask you, DP, to maybe think about changing some of your attitudes and the attitudes of your people and the way you organise your shows and blog TV to be more inclusive and friendly towards Christians, to be more respectful. And I think if you study the life of Francis Schaeffer and you look at his life, you look at where he was at, what he was about, you'll see that this antagonism that you have, that you think everybody's dishonest who's a religious leader of some kind, is not actually rooted in reality. So I'll leave you with that. And if you want to come back on Socratic Club one day, you're welcome to come anytime. If you're not going to be in this, if you're in this atheist kind of dogfight mentality where you want to make Christians look stupid, where you want to expose these Christian apologists, if you're in that mentality, you might as well leave it, because it's just going to be a dogfight. But if you're a person who wants to explore issues and listen and discuss and genuinely want to have a proper dialogue, then you're welcome to come to the Socratic Club. But you're welcome to come after you studied Francis Schaeffer and looked into his life, to come on the Socratic Club and give me your opinion about him, and to share on the show what you think and whether it's changed your attitude towards Christians or not. So in a few months' time, if you want to come and say, Jay, I want to talk about Francis Schaeffer, is that okay? And you're welcome to come. Okay. Apart from that, I'm drawing a blue line, and that line is basically me and the new atheist like yourself, and Aaron Ra and Thunderfoot and people, those who are not so well known. I'm not going to be making any videos about any of these YouTubers out there or yourself. My agenda is a different agenda now. I'm moving in a different direction, as you'll see when we're doing the Socratic Club next week, the topic that I give will give an indication of the direction where I'm going. And so if you look at the Socratic Club, what the topic is this week, for next week, that will give you an indication where I'm going with my life on YouTube. And I'm definitely not going to be going down fighting you, new atheist. I will be critiquing atheism, and I will be engaged in a political struggle against new atheism, but it won't be specifically mentioning and targeting YouTubers, etc. Alright? It'll be much more in a much more subtle way, and uh, much more balanced way. Because if I attack you, then it just makes me look as bad as you. All right. And I need to move on to topics and issues that are wider, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So I wish you all the best, DPR Jones. I have a great respect for you, but and I have a love for you. I don't know why. I don't know why it is, but I do. I have a great respect for you, believe it or not. But at the same time, you absolutely infuriate me and disgust me with some of the things that some of the tactics. But at the same time, one cannot deny that you're an extremely clever person, and extremely bright person, and also a person who is very astute. And so basically that's where I stand, and I wish you all the best. So that's it. So me and you and the New Atheist, on the popular YouTube level, are going to be parting company, and it's up to you whether we ever meet again, but it won't be meeting in this New Atheist dogfight. If we meet, we will meet as equals, we will meet as friends, and we will meet as people who are willing to have a cup of tea with each other and have a laugh, and not get civilized. Basically, we will meet as civilized people. Okay, so take care, mate, and wish you all the best. Wish all your people the best, and I just got to say, that question, that is quintessential DPR Jones, astute as they come. Take care, mate, and have a nice day. Love to everybody out there. Hope everybody's okay. See you next week at the Socratic Club. God bless.